Hello everyone. Today in the subject of industrial biotechnology, we are going to start a series of lectures that will be focusing on entrepreneurship in biotechnology. So today we are going to just deal with the introduction of entrepreneurship, and later on we will discuss the role of entrepreneurship in biotechnology. So what will be the objective? Introduction to good entrepreneurial practices, right? And what is the real meaning of entrepreneurship? What are the different significant features that are involved? Outcomes. The outcome will be that student will be exposed to the habit of developing new business ideas. So entrepreneurship is a different dimension. Okay, so it is a dimension where a different breed of people is required, right? They have idea, they have investment, they can develop new ideas, they can do their own research, they can do the business planning and everything. So these are the individuals who can uh, lead others to perfection. They have their own ideas, they have their own um, potential and zeal and stamina. They can mostly start new business. Right. As you can see, the company of named by the name of Apple was also started by such endeavor. So entrepreneurship is a different uh, sign of quality. Right. If an individual is having such qualities, he or she can readily make new businesses possible. Uh, he or she can make development of new business ventures. Okay, as you can see that these days the COVID time is there and everything is falling apart. So, but on the other hand, there's also uh, a huge potential of starting new business, right? So, because of this, we can easily understand and we can make assumptions that are required for the development of new ideas, new ventures, and it is not necessary that they are all will be successful. Some businesses will grow, some will not. Okay, so it is the idea of investment, right? And we constantly have to try again and again. But in the long term, it can readily be beneficial if a business starts and it will start to grow up, right? So, entrepreneurship is a double-edged sword. It can be really very beneficial also, but it can also be very harsh, where your ideas don't germinate when they will not grow up also. So, one must understand how to tackle such losses and such scenarios significantly. Because most of the time when businesses are growing, people are very happy, they become rich and all. But when the downfall arrives, then the people they lose their minds, they don't know what to do, and they are suffering significant amount of losses. So this venture should always deal with such things in a very disciplined manner. Concepts of entrepreneurship and what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the ability and readiness to develop, organize, and run a business enterprise. So basically, it is a potential and energy and the strength that is readily required to develop the readiness and organize and run a business enterprise along with uh, any of its uncertainties in order to make a profit. So sometimes these uncertainty may include some risk-taking behavior also. Okay, so the potential is that every time the individual is ready and individual is having full knowledge of the market, where the things are going according to the economy and how the things are being run these days, and how the things are different from each other. So this prominent concept should always be present in the mind of that very individual. The most prominent example of entrepreneurship is the starting of a new business. Okay, so how you're going to start a new business, right? And what are the essential things that you are going to need, and how you are going to take care of everything, how you will manage the things. Okay, because as you have seen in India, most of the people are very much free with uh, providing free advice. Okay, but here you need some sort of exposure with real people, how they do the things, how they manage the things, okay, and how they run their businesses. So this is most of the time you learn these things on your own. In economics, entrepreneurship connected with land, labor, and natural resources, and capital can generate a profit. Yes, if you have land, if you have labor, if you have resources, right, and if you have money, you can utilize them all together in order to generate more profit, more money. So this is the idea that makes everything indifferent from each other. The entrepreneurial vision is defined by discovery and risk taking and is an indispensable part of a nation's capacity to succeed in an ever changing and more competitive global marketplace. So, the entrepreneurship not only uh, develops the potential of an individual, but it always supports the growth of a nation also. Like you have seen the country of Denmark, it has a lot of number of entrepreneurs, and everyone is doing business like that. So everyone is rich in that country. So this is the mark of a nation's progress, right? How much of the public is ready to take risk? Number of individuals who can readily work on their business capacities, and it also affects the image of the country internationally also. Meaning of entrepreneur: the entrepreneur is defined as someone who has the ability and desire to establish, administer, and succeed in a startup venture, along with risk entitled to it to make profits. So, who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is a individual that is always ready with complete knowledge of market and has a complete desire to establish a business, to run it, to administrate it, and succeed in a startup venture. So, what are these things? Are They are known as startups. Startups are small ventures or businesses, right? They start from a very small setup, and slowly they will start growing, and they will turn up into a big business venture after that. So, but there's also a risk of failure to it. But on the other hand, if it succeeded, it will make more profit. So this is a known thing, how the thing changes and how different scenarios are required. The best example of entrepreneurship is the starting of new business. A business venture and entrepreneurship are often known as a source of ideas or innovators and bring new ideas in the market by replacing old with a new invention. So this is a very good example. The best example of entrepreneurship is the starting of a new business venture. Right earlier, as you see the example of cell phone industry, the communication, landline telephones were used, and they were not very reliable, and there were usually takes a lot of time to get a phone connection, and it was not readily available for everyone. You have to wait for months to get a landline connection. And with the evident of Private companies, everything just flared up. And the entrepreneurs are often known as the source of new ideas. New ideas came into existence, our economy opened. Okay, and many private companies, telecommunications, they took over. And what you see now, we can easily see that BSNL, the government Department of Communication, of Telephonic Communication, and all those things, they all are lagging behind. They cannot compete with the private companies and the offers they are providing, and bringing new ideas in the market by replacing old with a new invention. Like earlier, 2G was the common norm, 3G was a common norm. Now 4G and 5G are coming into the market. So it is marking the difference, and it is making the things available nowadays. So similarly, these concepts are also applicable in the industrial biotechnology also. Right? The older ideas they needed to be replaced by new ideas. It can be classified into small or home business to multinational companies. Right? Every time the business starts from a very small venture, then it develops, and further is enhanced into a multinational company. So, developing business is a step-by-step procedure. Okay, in economics, the profit that an entrepreneur makes is with a combination of land, natural resources, labor, and capital that is available to him. So, an entrepreneur should have everything in his or her hands, and like a mathematician, he or she can make many calculations and predict the development and the requirement that are essential for establishing that very particular business, and that very particular resources of land or labor or capital should be invested in what manner. So, entrepreneur has the complete knowledge. In a nutshell, anyone who has the will and determination to start a new company and deals with all the risks that go with it become an entrepreneur. So, in short, how you can define the entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is the individual who is readily accepting all the risks that are on the pathway of starting a new business, but also on the other hand, they readily make themselves ready to take risk, and they take the risk. Sometimes they are beneficial, sometimes they are not, but they cope up with that and become an entrepreneur. So, in order to gain high amounts of profits, you they have to make sure that they have complete knowledge and they understand the pros and cons that are involved with that. What are four types of entrepreneurship? It is classified into following types: small business entrepreneurship. Okay, when the business is very small in size. These businesses are a hairdresser, grocery store, travel agent, consultant, carpenter, plumber, electrician, etc. So these businesses are known as small businesses. Okay, these people run own their own business and hire family members or local employees. So in order to run their business or to hire a support staff, they just recruit a local individual or a family member with them. For them, the profit would be able to feed their family, not making 100 million business or taking over an industry. So their target is very nominal. So they have to just make a living for their family and just to run their business in order to keep their families afloat. And on the other hand, they do not target to make 100 million in a business. or to take over some uh, big company or industry that is already posing you a big competition. They fund their business by taking small business loans, or loans from families and friends. Scalable startup entrepreneurship. This startup entrepreneur starts a business knowing that their vision can change the world. They attract investors who think and encourage people who think out of the box. Right. So businesses can change the world. Right. And ideas are already present. So they have to elaborate their concepts to people who can understand their idea and have the capacity to think out of the box. Right. The research focuses on scalable business and experimental models. So they hire the best and the brightest employees. Right. So with the help of research and scalable business, they do the research and they know the ups and downs in the market. And in order to run these things, they hire best and brightest business employees or the employees. They require more venture capital to fuel and back their projects or business. So, most importantly, they require more venture capital to fuel and back their project or business. So, every time they require capital to fuel and run their projects and businesses. So, they always try to incorporate best of the best. Okay, so it is very much helpful when they are hiring best of the best employees, and when everything is running up to the mark and everything is uh, pretty much up to the mark and best. So it helps in the running of the business. Large companies entrepreneurship. These huge companies have well-defined life cycle. Most of these companies grow and sustain by offering new and innovative products that revolve around their main products. Okay, like we take examples of the company that is manufacturing fruity also, Parle biscuits also, candies also, and many other things. The change in technology, customer preferences, new competition, etc., build pressure for large companies to create an innovative product to sell it to new set of customers in new market. So most of the time they have to look into the matter. Like uh, in India, most of the generation we have is of young people, and young people they do not have a lot of money. So the products that we are going to target with them should be cheap, affordable, and of good quality. So if you are going to build a phone that is already cheap product, and you are targeting young people, and it does have all the features that are part of a very expensive phone or a luxury phone, so that move will readily build up a new point of market, right? So small companies they do give very tough competition to large companies. Build up pressure for large companies to create an innovative product and sell it to the new set of customers in the new market. To cope with the rapid technological changes, the existing organizations either buy innovation enterprises or attempt to construct the product internally. So sometimes they also follow the rules. They watch the market of other companies and they try to identify why they are making such a progress. But also, if the product is selling too much, they purchase the product and they also do the process of reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is carried in order to identify that what are the internal components that are present in the uh, product and why these products are so functional or cheap in nature. And following the reverse engineering, they also manufacture their own product on a very large scale and launch it in the market. Social entrepreneurship. This type of entrepreneurship focus on producing product and servicing that resolve social needs and problems. Their only motto and goal is to work for society and make and not to make any profits. So social entrepreneurship is like social work, and the business that is being run or the things that they are doing are just there to resolve social needs and problems of the people. And they work with no profit, no loss motto, and their main aim is to help the people out. So basically, they are philanthropist in nature, and their main aim is to their main aim is to make the people uh, happy and make the people to fulfill the all the requirements and needs of the people. So characteristics of entrepreneurship. Not all entrepreneurs are successful. There are definite characteristics that makes entrepreneurship successful. A few of them are mentioned below. Ability to take a risk. Starting any new venture involves a considerable amount of failure risk. Therefore, an entrepreneur needs to be courageous and able to evaluate and take risks, which is an essential part of being an entrepreneur. Innovation. It should be highly innovative to generate new ideas, start a company, and earn profits out of it. Change can be the launching of a new product that is new to the market, or a process that does uh, the same thing but in a more efficient and economical way. Visionary and leadership quality. To be successful, the entrepreneur should have a clear vision of his new venture. However, to turn the idea into reality, a lot of resources and employees are required. Here, leadership quality is paramount because leaders impart and guide their employees towards the right path of success. Open minded. In a business, every circumstance can be an opportunity and used for the benefit of the company. For example, Paytm recognizes the gravity of demonetization and acknowledges the need for online transactions. Would be more so it utilized the situation and expanded massively during this time. Flexible. An entrepreneur should be flexible and open minded, open to change according to the situation. To be on the top, a business person should be equipped to embrace the change in the product and service as and when we need. Know your product. A company owner should know the product offering and also be aware of the latest trend in the market. It is essential to know if the available product or service meets the demand of the current market or whether it is time to tweak it a little. Being able to be accountable and then alter as needed is a vital part of entrepreneurship. So, what is the importance of entrepreneurship? Creation of employment. Entrepreneurship generates employment. It provides an entry level job required for gaining experience and training for unskilled workers. Innovation. It is a hub of innovation that provides new products, ventures, market technology, and quality of goods, etc., and increase the standard of living of the people. So, entrepreneurship is a multidimensional thing. Okay, as the business will progress, your employees will get benefited from it, but it will also increase the standard of living and working scenarios of the people. So, in the long run, it is helping your country also and increase the standard of living of the people. Impact on the society and community development. A society becomes greater if the employment basis is large and diversified. Okay, currently our country is facing a lot of unemployment issues. Okay, if every single individual is employed, then our country will develop within no time. It brings about changes in society and promotes facilitates like higher expenditure on education, better sanitation, fewer slum, a higher level of home ownership. Therefore, entrepreneurship assists the organization towards a more stable and high quality of community life. So, not only the life of an individual is changed, but also the lifestyle of his family and his community is also uh, transformed totally if the business grows. Increase standard of living. Entrepreneurship helps to improve the standard of living of a person by increasing the income. The standard of living means increase in the consumption of various goods and services by a household for a particular period. Supports research and development. New products and services needed to be researched and tested before launching in the market. Therefore, an entrepreneur also dispenses finance uh, for research and development. With research institutions and universities, this promotes uh, research, journal construction, and development in the economy. What is the importance of entrepreneurship? So we must understand the importance of entrepreneurship. Stimulate demand in wider economy. So first of all, your business has to grow. So for that very particular task, your market should have the demand also for that very particular product. Nurture creativity, productivity, and innovation. So you should be open-minded in order to adapt new things immediately, right? To be very creative, to innovate new ideas, create more job opportunities. So when you are going to start a new business venture, a business is going to grow, then you will hire employees also. So it will be a beneficial task on for not only the person who is running the business but also for the community and country. Develop community. So you will also develop a community that is wholly focused on you, the way you work, the ripple effect. So the progress will enhance the living standard of people all around the place. Make a social change. So when your business is successful, everything is running up to the mark. Then what will happen? These things will significantly focus on the development of society. Okay, enhance the standard of living. The people will gain benefit. They will earn more money. They will have a significant amount of money in their hands. The purchasing power will increase. Then it will also benefit the economy. Political and economic integrations of outsiders. So we then what will happen? We will start integration of outsiders into the business. We will hire the most skilled people, okay, and promotes research and development. So we will be researching more and more about the market and what are the significant developments that are taking place. Concepts of entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is an individual who creates new business, bearing most of the risk and enjoying the most of the rewards. It is a double-edged sword. So you have to face all the risk also, but you will also get all the rewards also. The entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source of new ideas, goods, services, or business or a procedure. Concept 2: entrepreneurship is an act of setting out on your own and starting a business instead of working for someone else in his business. So, what does entrepreneurship does is that it encourages individual to start their own business rather than working for someone else. While entrepreneurs must deal with a large number of obstacles and fear than hourly or salaried employee. Okay, so rather than working as a salaried employee, you must develop your own business. The payoff may be far greater as well. Concept 3: entrepreneurship refers to the concept of developing and managing a business venture in order to gain profit by taking several risks in the corporate world. Simply put, entrepreneurship is the willingness to start a new business. So, the overall scenario, the overall motto of this venture is that we have to inspire the new generation to start up a new business. Okay, so because of the these habits and these scenarios, one must be able to understand the ups and downs and the gravity of the market. So when you inspire new people, they are energetic and they can easily research about the market. Everything goes hand in hand, and it can also lead towards the formation of new business venture, and it is very profitable. Functions of entrepreneurship: innovation, managerial skills. Okay, they are constantly working to start new innovation. Okay, and managing new things. Decision making, they should know how when to take decisions. Risk taking, they understand the pros and cons uh, significantly. Dynamic function, they are always full of energy. They are not at all like the individuals who give up easily. Gap filling, they understand the gap between the market and production and they try to fill it. Organizing, they are very much organized and they are very resourceful. Creative function, economic function, purposeful activity, coping with failure. If failure occurs, they take the responsibility and they start from a new. Product analysis and market survey decides form of organization, decides location, collects the necessary capital, place order for machinery, recruitment of labor, designs internal organization structure, fulfill formalities, and launches an enterprise, feasibility study, identification of business opportunities, develop and ideas to explore opportunity. The structure of entrepreneurial process. Entrepreneurship is a complex process and it involves multiple stages. Any entrepreneurial process starts from the business idea and should end with the achievement of the establishment or the established objective, namely achieving a sufficiently high profit uh, which allow both the recovery of the initial investment and obtaining of an additional profit. The entrepreneurial process implies the existence of a vision of creating and capitalizing on a product, service that is completely new or improved. Market research to find inspiration for business ideas, how economically to exploit the vision of a new business. A brainstorming session uh, within which to answer questions like what, where, when, why, eight respectively. How can we apply the business idea? Elaborating a business development strategy, the achievement of the proposed objectives. In economic theory and practice, there are several models of entrepreneurial process. Some of the most representative and most frequently encountered entrepreneurship models will be presented below. Opportunities based model. As we can see, the first step in the entrepreneurial process is the recognition of an opportunity that exists in the business environment at a given time. Okay, what type of fashion is going on these days in market? Okay, what are the products that are growing fast? So an individual must understand the basics that are involved. The importance of this stage is especially great. Nothing can be done on an entrepreneurial level if potential entrepreneurs fail to grasp the existence of business opportunities and choose the right one. Uh, Only then can the opportunity be developed and exploited from an economical point of view and not only others. Performance focused model. As the ultimate goal of the entrepreneurial process uh, is to achieve performance in the sense of achieving a consistent and satisfactory profit as a result of opening of new business. Here are two relevant directions of action to achieve performance. One, on the one hand, is the existence of opportunity, its discovery, and the decision to exploit this opportunity. And on the other hand, it is about procuring the necessary resources, developing and choosing the entrepreneurial strategy, and organizing the process. The entrepreneurial model generated by individual and environmental factors. In this model, the actual opening of new businesses and the actual execution of the startup operation is determined by both by the group of individual characteristics that can influence potential entrepreneurs, psychological and demographic factors, and the group of environmental characteristics that includes industry where new businesses will open and macroeconomic factors. In addition, the essence of entrepreneurial process is the existence of entrepreneurial opportunities. The GEM entrepreneurial process, Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. The GEM model reflects perhaps the most synthesized essence of the entrepreneurial process. In this model, we note that there are three main stages of entrepreneurial activity: the conception phase, about opening a new business; the opening phase of a new firm; the business substantially phase, maintaining it in activity for a longer period of time. The information provided by the GEM survey is relevant and particularly interesting as it provides data on both evolution of the entrepreneurial phenomenon in different parts of the globe and the factors that favor or, on the contrary, limit uh, the manifestation and evolution of entrepreneurial activities. Starting business opportunities and conditions. The opportunities to start a business always the notion of opportunity in the business sparkled interest and caught the attention of experts. Some experts approach the opportunities in the light of the factor triggering a person's decision to take advantage of an opportunity. So they classified them into two categories. For example, Opportunity driven entrepreneurship. Opportunity exists in the form of business ideas uh, and individuals who can see them, go on to exploit them by creating new ventures to pursue new ideas, by seizing the initiative through innovative development within existing organization. Conditions to start a business. Generally, the basic condition to start a business uh, is the existence of the opportunities. Equally important is the identifying a situation as an opportunity. Entrepreneurial domain claim that opportunities exist in the environment, and whoever is interested should only discover and take advantage of them. An opposite direction is the one promoted by a European researcher who argue that entrepreneurial opportunities are generated by how individuals can perceive, analyze, and understanding what is happening in the environment. However, we can observe that regardless of how the problem is approached, most opinions tend to think that opportunities are not created by exit, and the difference lies in how individuals get to notice them, to discover them, or to understand what is going on around them. In this way, to identify them. Regarding the conditions that must be met for an individual to make decisions to open a new business, specified that they are following: a favorable financial forecast was pronounced, resulting from well-founded calculations, existence of favorable analysis and assessment by experts in the field. The idea has a high degree of novelty. The market exists and is ready to accept the new product or service. The individual feels the market and understand that his idea will be successful. So, entrepreneurial abilities, basic elements. In order to develop such as the subject of skills that on an entrepreneur, and especially a successful entrepreneur, should have, uh, we come back to the definition of the entrepreneur. A succinct and competitive definition says that the entrepreneur is a person who opens a new business and ensure its management aiming at obtaining a satisfactory profit, allowing the medium and long-term development of the company. Moreover, as we already know, uh, three main groups of stimuli or conditions have been identified that can cause a person to become an entrepreneur respectively: stimuli of psychological nature, lessons learned from the past experience as an entrepreneur or employee, individual traits of the person. So, coming on to the MCQs, the entrepreneur has been derived from the word uh, entrepreneur. It is a French word which means be, to undertake. Entrepreneurship is a creative activity said by Joseph. What is the hallmark of a successful entrepreneur? Flexibility is a hallmark. Which type of the entrepreneur utilizes a chance to introduce a new technique or a new product? Answer is A. Innovative entrepreneur. In which state of India the standard education is highest? The correct answer is C. Kerala. Which phase is the phase of real training? The answer is B. Training phase. Seed capital scheme is being operated by A. IDBI. Calcutta why uh, self-employment center targets unemployed youth between A 18 to 30 years. In the 1995 to 1996 periods, what percentage of the total entrepreneurs were women and entrepreneurs? The correct answer is B 11.2%. Why the majority of women are unaware of the technological developments? The correct answer is C lack of education. These are the references from where we have collected the material. And thank you very much for listening to my lecture.